There are various types of buyers. If you go to a particular country, one may be a general importer importing one of the goods its import is yours. He's just a middleman, he supplies your goods to a local distributor. Another person could be the factory itself. They want to buy your goods and they're only buying it for using it for their purpose.
How to do trade with Dubai. Dubai has some certain policies.
Yeah.
They do not allow certain things. And the most important part, because for any corporate, any small or big businessman, the most difficult part is retaining people. They bring top people, and I am on a mission to help 1 lakh MSME company do this.
Yes.
So there is no fees for 1 lakh companies from my side.
Namaskar dosto, welcome to another episode of the BizMaker Global Trade Talks. I have with me today an expert, Mr. Sanjay, who has led many trade delegations overseas over the last 10 or 15 years. BizMaker has 3 steps. The first step is you enter their program. Second, then you are specially consulted with your specific business. And the final component is that you go for actual trade delegation when you actually start working on your export or import program. I would now like to request Sanjay ji to talk a little bit about what are the benefits of trade delegation and why trade delegation is so important and part of the import-export business.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanjay Srivastav and I have been taking these tours across the globe for last 12 years, and I have taken many in the past 3 years. For instance, I took a group to Bali for 6 nights in October 2024. Then I took another one in January to Japan for 6 nights, and we explored many things. And the third one, which I took in the February, was from Delhi to Dubai. And Dubai, we took up this Costa Smeralda cruise, where we were about 200 people. And this ship could carry 6,000 people in one go. And so 6,000 people with 18 floors, we really enjoyed this, my delegates, and, enjoyed the atmosphere, admired the culture. And we gathered together in the sense that knowing each other as a delegation is very important to do business, because if you don't know each other, if you are not gelling well with each other, then when you go to the other country, you cannot, communicate the best. The best way is to first get accumulated by yourself, your group, because different people from different groups go from India. And then they communicate with the other people at, say, for instance, Japan or Dubai or any other country. So when you meet a lot of people of your trade and difference, and then you find what are the other trade people are doing, then there is a particular, system which you follow. And slowly you understand how well you can design this. It is not just business. Then you also get together, know each other, and understand one country from other, how the business, how the culture, how the systems are there, how the,
Yes.
which is very important while doing the business.
Yeah.
Business is just not business. It is all about merging together as two countries, one.
Sanjay Jai, I think you are so right that the fundamental of doing business in an international country is first I have to understand the people of that country. Because people do business with other people. So you have to know their customs, you have to know how they sort of behave and what are the things they like to eat, etc., etc. So that you come to know of them as people. And once you come to know of them as people, then you will get to know how to sell your product, or if you are purchase your product from them. And then you get into the details of the actual commercial details, the product details, etc. Secondly, if you are selling a hard product, you have to explain that product, maybe take samples or whatever. It could be a mini exhibition, it could be a large exhibition. You will meet a lot of people. And this is what Sanjay ji just said, that it is important to understand the country, understand the people, understand how they behave.
Practice.
And what are the things they like to do business. So once they like you, then they automatically start doing the business. The trust is developed, the honesty, integrity, and the feeling towards each other is developed, because all business at the end of the day is done with trust. The other important thing is, given your vast experience of 12 years and so many countries and so many different type of people, how do you do the pre-planning of the delegation, and what do you brief them before you even start, so that they can take the maximum benefit when they are actually visiting that particular country.
So
Over to you, sir.
what we do really is we call the delegates for about 3 to 4 hours and take a session for them, educating them about the country, their norms, their culture, because we say namaste, they bow down, the Japanese bow down, and the other countries do similar things. So we have to understand their culture, what they are saying, and you should able to grasp what they are, either they are welcoming you or they are, you know. And once you understand that tea is a part of this, breakfast is a part of it. So what time you should do breakfast? What will they serve? What will you have? So all these things have to be educated from the time to time, because in India it's a very vast country, and we come from a different, Gujarat people may have different breakfast, and Delhi it will have a different breakfast. When you go as a delegate, we should not look different.
Yep.
And we should understand the basic culture where how we can sit together, eat together, and discuss business. Because if you don't know how to eat or drink, then you get unnecessarily worried about all these things, and you'll not be able to discuss the
main item.
Yeah. So culturally, we make you aware of the places, their culture, their way of system, and how to address them. So these are the various things. Training is a must for 3 4 hours, and we also update you the etiquettes while you are traveling. From within Japan, if you travel and if you throw a piece of paper, that's a crime. So different countries have different. So we have to update them. A lot of people do not know. They might be big businessmen, but the simple things, not to throw paper or disposing of a bottle, is a very simple thing, but which has to be.
That's correct. We don't give any importance to it, but for them, it's a very important thing how you have disposed of the bottle or paper or whatever. अच्छा, संजय जी एक चीज बताइए, why Dubai? You have said that our delegation should go to Dubai. Any particular reason you have for?
Dubai is a free country with a lot of less taxes. There's no tax. Anybody can now open an office there. So trading becomes very, very, very easy. Especially when you want to export to Africa and other countries, where directly doing business is a very difficult task. Here, when you register a company in Dubai, you are able to trade to any country. And they are also accepting people who have offices in Dubai. They will not like to deal with you if you are in Delhi. They will like to deal with you in Dubai because there is no tax for them.
It's a good point. Good point.
And moreover, the country itself is working on trade, international trade. So they know the norm, they are very strict, and they are very liberal also as far as trade is concerned.
तो संजय जी, ये जो डेलीगेशन जाएंगे दुबई में, this is an opportunity to meet the potential importers or exporters or potential people who want to do business with you in Dubai. Maybe you want to set up they want to help you set up the company, etc., etc. So it is like a launch pad. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a launch pad, and moreover, when any delegates go, if you are very stiff, you are wearing suits, you are wearing ties, and you only talk business, then the business doesn't happen.
Yes.
So you have to get inside their culture. You have to make them as friends. First 2 days, we mix around, do a lot of things common.
Yeah.
Even include some simple games, which involve everybody as a team, them and you. And then you open up, and then we can discuss any amount of business. They're ready. But if you are stiff right in the beginning and you only talk business, there are very less things which will happen.
Correct.
That's my experience. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. No. I think what you're saying is right, and especially if the culture is different. So you have to first loosen up, get to know the person, become a little informal.
Yes.
And then the communication is also kind of better. So for the delegation to go from here, what are the things they should do? How should they make themselves export ready or import ready? Any preparation they have to do before they leave from India?
Well, of course, first is the documentation, whichever product or service they are using. But what I can really tell you is that preparation is very, very, very important. Now, preparing your portfolio, carrying your documents in a proper manner, we guide you all about this. Which bag, how many leaflets you should carry in one point in time, and things like that. Because things become easier if you have this system in place. If you take out a full book in front of the client, he will not like to read it. So you have 10 points, 15 points. You take out one leaflet explain. And that's how it works. It becomes simpler and it is more acceptable by others. So this is one point. Second point is, while you meet the people and while they're giving you the presentation, I will always prefer a translator to go in this tour.
Yep.
Because sometimes there are very difficult words in Japanese or in other languages or in Arabic or in English. So we need to be on the same platform,
Yes.
while we discuss.
Yeah.
So, a translator is recommended.
No, I think you said a very important thing that, you should keep the interaction straightforward and simple. So you should have, let's say, a business card. Everybody should carry a business card so that later on you can follow up and he understands. Sometimes you say your name, but he wants to read it so that he can repronounce it properly. Then you have a simple leaflet so that you can start the trade, that this is one simple, not, as you said, a big complicated book. So a simple
The complication can follow later.
Those details can go later. And then you discuss the overall thing,
Yeah.
and then slowly get into his skin. You have to get inside his skin. So, because that's how you will do the
And
business.
few more things which are there as a law. So we explain a very few simple things, 10, 15 points, how to do trade with Dubai. Dubai has some certain policies.
Yeah.
They do not allow certain things.
No, I think that's very helpful. And so this is how you are saying that the delegation will be a high impact delegation, because if you follow these norms of simplicity and yet at the same time understanding the person, then the business starts that much more easily.
Yes,
That's the point you're trying to make.
absolutely. Because if they don't understand or you don't understand them, then the things will be very complicated.
Yes.
And once the few points, the simpler points, the broader points are clear, then documentation can be done legally.
Yeah.
From your end and from their end.
So, in your experience, is it worthwhile for the delegation to visit when there is an exhibition going on in that country, in the country which we are visiting, like say Dubai, or to go generally, or if there is a symposium going on or something like that?
Yeah, if the exhibition is to the subject of the delegates, then
Yes.
If it is not on the delegates, then it doesn't make sense because your interest will not be there.
Yeah, correct.
It is better to go for an excursion tour where you see, different parts of Dubai along with them, just to loosen you up. And you understand the culture, what they talk about, because on the first meeting, whatever I may teach you will not help. But if you stay with them for 2 days, travel with them, eat with them, drink with them, then you know them better.
Yes. No, that's a very important point. If the exhibition is not relevant to the subject matter, then it is better to go on an excursion tour and understand the people. Now, after the delegation trip is over and we come back, let's say, to India, how will you guide us on the post-visit activities we should do to take it to next level?
Well, the first is the follow-up. Whatever people you have met or dealt with, you must write a mail within 24 hours. Because if you write after 24 hours, the crux of the story is lost.
A good point.
So, one is whatever communication you might do, but within 24 hours, you must address them. Thank you very much. I liked your proposal, or I did not like. I will discuss it in detail, or whatever you want to say. But the communication should happen. And the second thing is more important. If you think that already we have discussed some points of the business, you can give a call to them, which will also help you.
Yeah.
So, and the next, of course, you will have your own legal team and they will have their own legal team, then discussion will happen. But within few hours of your meeting or maximum 24 hours, you must send them a detailed mail thanking him of the meeting, giving your small 5, 7, 8, 10 points, not big one, very simple points. And you can tell them further we'll discuss it next week. So if he is interested, he will call back or he will reply back to your email and then you can connect and discuss in detail.
I think, Sanjay ji, this is very important that after the delegation visit is over, you rightly said that you should immediately give a mail, preferably within 24 hours. The mail should be very simple and clear and to the point so that you can take the discussion to the next level, because then that will make your visit to that country much more fruitful, etc. So this trade delegation is only the last step. I want to reiterate the first step, which is an offline as well as an online training. And we cover 4 important aspects of the whole gamut of import-export trade. One is we give you a complete detailed overview of the international trade operations, how it works, the global supply chain management, etc. The second and very important thing is trade finance, which includes things like letter of credit and how you open the letter of credit, how you finance and packing credit, etc. How you finance the entire export-import business which you want to do. The third important point is what are the government of India gives a huge amount of benefits. What are those government benefits? Government also gives funding. How to access that funding? How to utilize all the government benefits to build my export program? And finally, the fourth point, which is also very interesting, is how will you go and find an international buyer? There are various types of buyers. If you go to a particular country, one may be a general importer importing one of the goods. Its import is yours. He's just a middleman. He supplies your goods to a local distributor. Another person could be the factory itself. They want to buy your goods and they're only buying it for using it for their purpose. The third could be a buyer who buys the goods, stores it in the country like Dubai and sells it somewhere else also. So there are various types of buyers, big buyers, small buyers, etc. So what are the types of buyers is what we will cover in this program. For the people who do offline, we will do an additional day where we will do one-to-one consulting and mentoring work. So that completes the basic training program. The second step is it, which if you sign up, when you go to the next step, is a 3 months consulting and mentoring program specific to your area of expertise, your area, your product group. So we will give you consulting and mentoring for your specific company. That okay, how do you want to build the export import business of your company? So that is a 3-month consulting and mentoring sort of a program which we have. After doing all this, then you are eligible to go for the trade delegation, which has expertise from people like Sanjay, who will actually take you personally for such delegation.